5:25 on your drive home, we're talking about crazy things that happen. The unexpected, the unexplained, the inconceivable. You know what I'm talking about. It's how bad things happen to good people. We never know why, but it's true. You just don't know what can happen to you out there. A lot of crazy people, a lot of crazy situations, a lot of crazy scenarios. We are inundated with so many negative things that it creeps into our subconscious, our sleep, you know? Speaking of which, I had a crazy dream myself last night. It was all I could do to get back to sleep. I mean, this was an epic nightmare, and it seemed real. There I am walking around my old schoolyard, and up comes little Joey Stafford. Now, you don't know Joey, but he was a real nice kid, and I was a real douche nozzle, and I like to pick on him. Not bragging about it, it's just the way it was. Anyway, Joey shows up in my dream, and he beats the snot out of me, throws me off a rooftop, drags me down the street. He hangs me by my toes. It was a carnival of carnage all over my face. Don't get me wrong, I deserved it. Anyway, while I'm laying there trying to get back to sleep, I start thinking about young Haley Jane. For those of you that don't know, today marks the 10-year anniversary of the county's search for Haley Jane McCormick. Haley was 17 years old when she disappeared. She was loved and revered by many in this community. I laid there in bed last night thinking, what if she came after the person that did this to her, you know, ghost style? Now, I'm not making fun because we all miss her. Many are still looking for her, and I believe she'll come home. But I'm just saying, what if she did? What if she met face to face with whoever did this? What would she do? What would they do? How would it end? Anyway, getting back to the music, this is Sideshow Romance and Punchline.
Tonight in our Cold Case Files, we examine the case of Haley Jane McCormick, the 17-year-old Tri-County teenager who came up missing just days after her high school graduation. Tonight, we will talk with investigators, family, and friends who remember this young lady for her intelligence, her personality, and her future that disappeared so quickly 10 years ago today.
The thing I remember most about Haley is that she had her own way, her own beauty. She was so smart, and she had so much potential. Everyone loved her, and yet still something bad happened to her.
When I was younger, my family didn't have a lot of money, and I just had these ratty old hand-me-downs that everybody would just make fun of me for, but this one day she came to school in this ratty old sweater and followed me around all day. She the first person who was ever nice to me.
She was one of my best friends.
She was my best friend. She was just so kind to me when no one else was, you know?
Haley was my best friend. We grew up together on Metal Arc Drive.
It's been 10 years, and I was 18 when it happened. I just think it's time that we move on. I mean, I've gone on to do bigger and better things, and every single time I come back to this town, I just feel like there's this weight. I just feel like this town keeps these stories going just so they have something to talk about.
Jared.
I really miss her.
Every year, it gets harder.
Don't be scared.
Her dreams were always bigger than mine. She wanted to be a doctor, and I just wanted to win Top Chef.
Our families were friends before we were even born.
Jared.
What? Who's that?
Let me remind you. Do you remember me now? Do you remember when you said don't be scared?
I do too.
You got old. Jared, you got fat and old.
I'll never know what that's like.
I will never be a chemist. I'll never go to college. I'll never see my friends again. I'll never feel the sun on my face. I'll never get to tell my family I love them. I'll never have kids. I'll never get to say goodbye to anyone. I'll never get to laugh again. I'll never run around. I'll never make stupid decisions. I'll never face my fears. I'll never visit Italy. I'll never have a stupid hobby. Do you still bowl, Jared?
What?
I said, are you still a bowler? Are you still a bowler?
Yes!
Not anymore! Right down where my body is.
You ripped my fucking arm off!
Use the other one.
A year later, and we only know a few things for sure. We found Haley's body, and her family was able to say goodbye. An arrest was made, a conviction handed down, and Jared Jameson locked up at the Lincoln Correctional Mental Health Facility. Not prison, not jail, a mental health facility, a loony bin, a crazy house funny farm. An insanity plea from a young man doctors say cut his own arm off because he had lost his mind out of guilt. Crazy? Yeah. But not as crazy as the scenario the prosecutors cooked up. A cover-up that included Jared's father, former Mayor Josiah Jameson, Police Chief Ray Flowers, other high-ranking city officials, and even Haley's own classmates. Crazy? To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know, because the one person that could end all this, who could tell us what we need to know, is sitting in a room, doped up, drooling on himself, watching reruns of Andy Griffith and Gilligan's Island for the rest of his life. Now that, my friends, is crazy.
Remember me? I'm going to need you to do one more thing. Kill everyone involved.